I don't know if anybody could hear us the whole time.
Wow.
I had the microphone muted.
Oh.
So we may do all that again.
Oh, yeah. Joyce said she couldn't hear us.
Can you?
Are we good now, Joyce? Are we on? I think we're good.
All right, I think we're good. Hold on, now we got to play the music again. Nobody heard the music.
Rerun.
Nobody.
Name tag. Go back. Start over. I'm going to start over.
We won't play it as long this time. So for those who have not heard, you might have just saw us talking, but we again are back here to another episode of At the Helm with Kelli and Wayne. We're grateful for all of those.
Episode number 7.
Episode number 7. And we were still trying to get things together. That's why I did not have the mute button off yet. So as always, if there is a minute in any part of the day, somebody sometimes will my neck it feels a little better, but sometimes someone will pack every minute of every day if there's any time in between. Let's do something else. We got time. So it was one of those days where we packed in a whole bunch of stuff.
Yep, work, which is really inconvenient.
Yeah.
Got to figure out a way.
Really inconvenient.
We got to figure out a way to keep eating, keep having somewhere to stay, and not really having to go to work every day because it's not conducive to the life I want to live.
Yeah, to what we're trying to do.
So, so we did work. Went out and met our congressional. Nope, our senator,
our state senater from District 17.
District 17, Sydney Batch. She's getting ready to start running for another term in the Senate. And Lord, we know in North Carolina, we need help.
Bad. So if anyone,
we need help.
So you can go to Board of Elections, North Carolina Board of Elections, voter search, put your name in there. First of all, to find out if you're still registered to vote.
Do that today.
Yes. If you're registered to vote, once you get on that page, it will tell you everything you need to know about voting. It gives you your district. It'll even give you a simple ballot sheet, but it'll tell who's running. It tells you who your people are. So it gives you a lot of information. So you need to find out who is in your district. You need to at least know those people's names. And then if you're really feeling savvy, you can Google North Carolina General Assembly, NC General Assembly. And you can go to their webpage, and it's pretty user-friendly. It has drop-downs for the House and the Senate. If you pick those drop-downs, it will literally say list of senators, list of House of Representatives. You can go on there and you can search names, you can type in names. But once you get in there, you can spend as much time as you would like to on their page looking for stuff. So you can find your local senator and House of Representative, and you can look at all the bills they've sponsored. You can look at how they vote. You can look at what they stand for. You can see all of this information and see if they are promoting legislation that is in line with your morals and your interest. And it's imperative to do that. Even if for those who think voting is not important and it's not going to matter, we just this week alone is a prime example of why voting matters and why it's important to get out. When we've seen what's happened down at the General Assembly just the past 4 days, 2 or 3 days. And as long as those people continue to sit in those seats and make those rules, they're going to continue to do what they do. And you need to understand the magnitude of what they're trying to do. They're really trying to do what everybody feels, that voting is not important. They're trying to make all the rules and make all the decisions without people. That's what they want to do.
Yep.
And as long as we sit around and say voting's not important and my vote don't count and doesn't matter anyway, they're getting their wish. And whether you vote or not, you still have to go by the guidelines that are set by the North Carolina General Assembly. So you're still going to abide by their rules. So you might as well be part of selecting the people who make those rules and believe in things that you believe in and support things that you support.
Yes, I mean, I agree. And I know this may sound like lecturing, and we haven't always been here. Like my voting record goes back a long, long ways, probably ever since I could vote at 18. Not even really knowing what the vote was, and at that time only voting in presidential elections. So I know not everybody is going to be involved or in tune. So, but we want you to be. We would hope that you would be, and we would hope that you would understand. You know, like Wayne said, just don't say I'm not into politics, because you're into politics. You either are helping make the decisions or you having decisions made for you.
For you, yes.
Either way, you're into politics. And there are so many things going on across the country, and everybody has heard about Florida and how horrible Ron DeSantis is being and doing there. But North Carolina is not far behind.
No.
they are making decisions where now they're gonna be the people who choose the people that are on the school board. They want to choose the people on the school board. They want to choose the people in our county commissions. They want to choose the people even on our college level boards.
Yes.
We have already seen that even though North Carolina voted for Governor Roy Cooper, he has had his power stripped from him. The people voted for Governor Cooper. The majority
put him in office.
The majority put Governor Cooper in office, and so to see that his veto being overridden lets us know that they are out for absolute power, and they are playing to win. And we don't even really know the name of the game, it seems like sometimes. So
at any cost necessary.
But we don't want to lecture. I do. Somebody asked me today, like they saw a picture of us out on Friday. Friday was when we kind of kicked off our anniversary weekend, 30 years. And on Friday, 30 years.
Like 30 years. You run around the table a couple times.
On Friday, we were at the General Assembly inside the legislative building.
Hold on, say 30 years again.
30 years. Every time I say 30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 30 years. We'll talk about that later. But somebody said, were y'all out protesting for your anniversary? Like, does that not make sense to you? That's what we would be doing for our 30th anniversary? Like, we're those people. And let me just say that we were there Friday in support of Governor Cooper and his veto of this abortion bill in North Carolina. Yes. And we probably are not going to have an abortion. Like, we're done. We're done having babies. I've not had an abortion. I am probably not in support of abortion, but I don't see why it's not my job to regulate what other people do. I'm not in support of indoor pets. That's not my thing. But I don't think that anybody should make a law that nobody can have indoor pets. Like, again, I think we started our first show with mind your business.
Yes.
Like, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. If you don't want to have an abortion, don't have one. If you are scared that you're going to get somebody pregnant who might have an abortion, do what you need to do so that you're not in that predicament. And it's just interesting that we don't have this conversation about Viagra. Like, when things don't work, they just don't work. Let's make a law. Let's make that a law. When they don't work, they don't work. But we don't regulate that. We only want to control, it seems like, what women do. So I say that to say we are always out and supporting things that don't necessarily impact us. Like, this abortion bill is not going to impact us directly, But when you talk about taking rights away from people, like that's going to impact us.
Yep.
When we talk about amendments, as a Black woman in this country, me being a citizen is an amendment.
Mm-hmm.
Me being able to vote, me being able to 14, 15, 16, 13, 14, 15 amendment, me not being a slave,
all of that.
That's an amendment. So when people decide that, okay, we want to roll back some amendments, and everybody has heard that poem when they came for the socialists. I didn't do anything because I wasn't a socialist. They come for all these people and you don't do anything because it's not you. Sooner or later, they're going to find you. They're going to find you. And there's not going to be anybody here to then support you. So I would urge you, as our 30th anniversary gift to us, that you get involved. Like, find out who your state senator is. Find out who your House of Representative person is. Find out what bills they are supporting. Know when the next election is. And your voting record is public information. And I've checked, if I have come in contact with you, I've probably checked your voting record. Just know that, okay? Mm-hmm. Just know that if you're in my circle in any kind of way, I've probably checked your voting record just to see if you're registered to vote, not necessarily to see if we vote the same way, because it tells me if you're registered Democrat or registered Republican or registered unaffiliated. It doesn't tell me who you vote for, but it tells me if you vote.
It tells who in the primary.
And in the primaries, I can tell if you vote Democrat or Republican. If you check my record, you're going to see that I have voted Republican.
Strategically.
We can talk about that. We can talk about it. I'm saying this to say, your voting record is public information. I think a certain way about you when I see your voting record. You probably don't care about that, but it does govern the way then that I move and interact with you. So somebody saying, hey, why y'all got on that? So tonight we don't have any guests planned.
Yeah.
So you all can be the guests. So we have a question that says, why y'all got on name badges? If you hopped on late, then you probably don't know. We forgot to take them off. We were at a meeting with our state senator.
Mm-hmm.
Sydney Batch was having a meet and greet kind of fundraiser thing. And this is where you go. Wayne works for the town of Holly Springs and utilities. A question was there about water, why they want to put a bill that says they can't control who's going to put a back. You probably need to talk about it because I don't know anything about it. But anyway, it's in these settings where you get to actually talk to the people who are making laws that are going to regulate your life.
Yep.
So they are saying that they don't want the town of Holly Springs to be able to make people put a thing on their water that keeps it from back flowing, from coming back.
Yes.
And contaminating the water for everybody.
Yes.
So when you got a chance to ask Sydney Banks, like, why would y'all, what are y'all doing down here? Like, why is that a bill? Like, talk to me about why you were in support of that bill.
And they don't know nothing about water.
Yeah, y'all are not in the utilities business, but you all voted for this. Yeah. So we kind of go to these things. And again, this is something that's fairly new to us. I would say we got involved in canvassing when President Barack Obama was running for president.
Mm-hmm.
Wanted to make sure that he got elected because he was brilliant. He was a Harvard law grad. He was the best person for the job.
Yes.
And he was Black.
He's the best person. and so before we get too far, another reason we had the name tags on, we kept them on, is because while we were there, and I don't know how we got on this conversation, someone said, when we get old one day, we're going to need somebody to take care of us. And so I figure there'll be one day that we'll have name tags on for one another. So, because when she don't remember who I am, it's going to be a problem. When we wake up in the morning and I walk in the room, it's going to be a problem.
Why are you here?
Yeah, exactly. Why are you here?
Why our names match? Like, what's happening?
Who are you?
So that's why we have the name badges on. We actually were we got this. Our podcast started 3 minutes late because we ran in from that meeting, and on the way home from that meeting, we actually got on another meeting that we talked about. You know, we had Rob Stevens on to talk about the Poor People's Campaign. They have a Congress coming up next month that we are also a part of. That we will be going to in June. Again, this is all these intersections of poverty and environmental racism and
Militarism.
the military, but like all of these things again that may not directly impact us, but that we know that it is going to impact people around us and indirectly will impact us. So these are things that feed our spirit. So these are the kinds of things that we are involved in. So got on a call for that, came in, hopped on, forgot to take a name back. And Jay, I don't know why you asked
Hold on. Are you available?
why we got name badges on. You ain't asked Wayne why he got that hat on. Like, why you just? I mean, he might have had time to take that off.
Hats on. I wear a hat every day. I don't wear a name badge.
You don't wear that hat every day.
I mean, I wear a hat every day.
Right. So we just talking about name. So
are you available? Someone in the chat said they wanted to join us. Or if you're available, I will send you a link right now.
Who said they want to? Who?
Oh, wasn't I? Oh, okay. I'm confused with the meetings.
Yes. Okay. So anyway, that's why we have our name badges. I don't even know where we are right now, but we want y'all again.
You're right, Jay. You're right.
Bottom line.
Sometimes he has to show up.
Bottom line,
and
get involved. Know
Yes.
your people.
Yes.
Know if you are connected to me in any kind of way. I have probably already checked your voting record.
Yes.
And have probably made some decisions about you as a person.
But that's also one thing we wanted this podcast, this platform to be a source of as well, a source of information, because it is difficult sometimes to know kind of what's going on in the in that politics world, what bills are here or what people are proposing and what things are happening that impact us. So we want it to be a resource for that too, so that we could be able to share, to keep people informed. Because when you're informed, sometimes that will allow people or encourage people to get more involved. So,
and right now, y'all's General Assembly in North Carolina, they showing out.
They're cutting up.
And I just saw today that our Justice Mark, nope, that's his brother.
Mike Morgan.
That's his brother. Marcus's brother. I work with Mark. Justice Mike Morgan has said that he will not run for another term.
So if anybody want to run for judge, put your name in the hat, because this last fool president we had, I mean, he put people on the bench that they couldn't even spell.
You actually have to run. He's not running. So this is our Supreme Court.
So
we
got to let.
You have to elect these people. But this Supreme Court is the Supreme Court that has rolled back voting rights. They have said that there was a law that was passed that said if you have gone to jail and you've done your time and you are out of jail that you could vote. They rolled that back.
Yep. Now they want people to not only be, you have to finish you can't be on parole, you can't be on probation, you have to pay all of your fees back. You have to do all of this stuff that they're making people do.
It amounts again to poll tax, because while you're out and while you are paying your probation fees, you got to get a job. So you're paying taxes. Yep. You are a returning citizen to this state and you are contributing, but they don't want you to be able to vote. So
nope.
What else was it? It was the second chance thing that they rolled back. It was now they want to do voter ID, and there was one other thing that they did in like just 1 week. Does anybody know what that is? Does anybody know? What was the other thing that was just like that our Supreme Court here in North Carolina did?
Oh, they it was the district map that they drew. They said, "Cool, be racist in your map drawing. We don't care."
Absolutely. And that's big, because now what this legislative branch who just passed this abortion bill, they now get to draw where their voters are, which is going to make it even more difficult for people to to choose their elected officials. Their
Yes.
elected officials is going to be choosing them. And so we see that these things are only going to get worse. So again, when I say that slavery is on the docket, it's not hyperbole. Like, I'm not playing. When they get control, we see what they do. They don't care. And just yesterday, we saw this man, this white man in the House of Representatives stand up and say to this black man, if you were not an athlete and you were not black, would you even be here?
Yeah.
So they are now getting bold enough to say, we don't even recognize you as a worthy opponent, like as someone who is worthy to even be where I am. When nobody asked him, if it wasn't for your slave holding ancestors and you walking around stealing land and killing and brutalizing people, would you be here?
Exactly. And so that man's name is Representative Jeffrey McNeely. His name need to be out there. He's very racist. And
with that ugly coat he had on.
Yes, and he's a representative in District 84 in Iredell County. So if you know anybody who lives in Iredell County, call them, let them know that their representative is racist and needs to be gone. And if they voted for him and they support him, they're racist too. It kind of all goes together.
I mean, that's kind of that's where we're getting to. So they are able to come out and say these things without fear of not being elected, because now they get to draw the maps. And so I'm going to draw my map way over here where I know all of these people who think like me are going to vote for me, and all these people in this little pocket, we're going to separate them and like spread them out so they can't bring their vote and make it like a collective vote.
Yes.
So they're really strategic in what they do.
Yes. And they take this last week's bill of this abortion bill and try to act like that, that they're standing up for life, that they are so concerned about everyone's life, that they had to veto this bill. But these are the same people that will not vote for people to make $15, $20 an hour. They won't vote for a living wage. These are the same people that will not vote to have Medicaid expanded so people can have insurance.
Children.
Since
they love children. They love children.
Yeah, while they're in the womb. These are the people who will not support any programs that help people who are in need.
So and not only that, like if they are so pro-life and they love children, why won't they do anything about gun laws?
Nothing.
Which is the number one killer of children.
Yes.
Like, so don't talk to me about being pro-life and saying you love children. Really, you really don't. This is about power.
Yes.
But it's about power over women.
Yep. But they use that. So, and then they, so many people want to support them and think that they're great, but they, again, do everything backwards and against them. So, again, get involved, find somebody who's involved, register to vote. We need to turn out and get out. If people will vote, we won't have these issues.
Right.
The largest voting block is what?
Non-voters.
The largest voting block is what?
Non-voters.
That's the largest block.
It's not Republicans. It's not Democrats. It's not unaffiliated. It is non-vote. These are the people after they register to vote, they don't vote.
Yes.
So this is not even people who are not registered. We're talking about registered people who don't show up to do their due diligence in voting.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and combine that with people who are not registered, it's a minor number that we need.
So when we talk about red states and blue states, they're not really red states and blue states. They're untapped states that people have not gotten out and knocked on doors and asked these people to really please go vote. Go vote for my children.
Yep.
Go vote for my grandchildren. Go vote for yourself. Go pull a lever for
you.
For humanity.
For humanity.
All right. So on Monday, this past Monday? Yeah, Monday, May the 15th.
Well, what happened?
We celebrated 30 years of marriage. We knew 30 years ago we'd be here.
You said who knew or we knew?
I said we knew. Did you know?
No.
No.
Yeah.
No. I thought we'd give it a good 5-year run. I thought we'd do a good 5 years.
I was down for the cause. I was
I
in it for the
didn't
long
even
run.
change my last name for 5 years. I was like, it's probably gonna last 5 years. They don't need to change my name. They gotta change it back.
Yeah,
So
you was about not to have to too.
right.
Yeah.
I think you told me that. Listen, you want this name or you don't.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, you
what's
don't
it gonna
want
be?
You don't want it. You can change your
I'm
address
like,
too.
all right, let me just add this hyphen.
Either change your last name.
McNeil, it's still gonna be McNeil because McNeil.
Either change your last name or change your address. I think that might have what I said.
You know what you said?
That's a good one. That's a good one, though. That's a good one, though.
Oh, he's serious. Oh, he's serious.
If-
Let me add this hyphen. Put this Wilhelm on the end of it.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
But here we are.
30 years.
30 years. And so we did something that probably not a lot of people do. And I think after 7 years, we did a recommitment ceremony. Like most people renew their vows when they've been married for 25 years or 50 years. We renewed our vows at 7.
Mm-hmm.
We renewed our vows at 7 years. And I think because a lot had happened in our marriage in 7 years.
Yeah.
One was we recommitted our life back to Jesus, back to Christ.
Yes.
And so in our initial marriage, when we got married, we didn't get married at a church. We didn't have a pastor to give us counsel. I had an uncle who was a pastor, and he
we don't even know if we really met.
He counseled us at my grandma's house
for like 5 minutes
in a back room. And we changed some vows because I said we don't really need to say and obey. Like, I'm gonna love and honor him, but we don't gotta say, y'all can take that obey stuff out.
She said it though.
And they tried to play me, the pastor, and we standing before the people and God.
Mm-hmm. And you said it too.
And we like repeat after me, and he said love, honor. I was like, love, honor, I'm with it. He said obey.
Say it twice.
Like, it was quiet, and it was quiet for. I was like,
it was like this.
But then we say.
That's what it was.
Then he said it again.
That's what it was.
he said it again. It's like, obey. Listen, I was 24 years old. I knew everything I needed to know in life at 24. I knew everything.
I was like 17.
Obey? Like, but anyway, we said that, got married outside. It was at the, if y'all remember where Channel 5 Gardens is on Western Boulevard. We got married out there in the garden with our family there. And then I think probably at the 5-year mark, I don't know. So we had both, like we said before, I was raised in the church with my grandparents, so I knew about church. I knew God. I knew, Apostles' Creed, what a fellowship. Like, I knew some Bible verses. Jesus wept. Like, I knew some stuff. I knew some things about church. But I had just about decided when I was, I don't know, 18, when you know everything. I probably was done with church. Like, I knew everything I knew.
Like most people.
Yeah. So, and I don't know, like, what's your church story?
So early on, so my mama went to church. I went with her sometimes. And so the church in the neighborhood, we really only went there so we could play on the basketball team and the softball team. I mean, we were kids, we were young. Mm-hmm. I remember my grandmother, my mama's mother. I remember her. Now, when we went to stay with them in the summer, yeah, we'd learn Bible verses while we were there. So they went and they'd take us to church with them. And then probably when I got old enough, like you, to say, you know what, I don't know if I'm going, and I'm too old to play softball again. And
yeah, we good.
We didn't have a basketball team no more at the church in the community. I was like, I'm good.
But there was always this pulling, I guess, kind of for me, like it did kind of feel weird on Sunday mornings not getting up to go to church. But I got comfortable with it.
Yeah, I didn't recognize that.
It got real comfortable.
I didn't recognize
it got real comfortable.
I didn't recognize the uncomfortableness of that. I mean, Just
like,
something I didn't recognize.
like I said, about 5 years. 5 years and 2 kids in. Wayne as I guess the leader of the house. The leader of the house. You
Put
speak
my
of the
foot
house?
down.
The speaker of the house. Don't bow up. Don't do that. Don't do that. So I mean, he decided then that we would start looking. We need to start looking for a church. We need to take our children to church. And I would tell you all the churches that I already knew. I was like, we don't need to go there.
No need to go there. And so what it
They don't
really
need to go there.
what it really
I'm not
was
going
was we had a friend of ours that played ball with, we played softball with, we hung out with a good friend of ours at the young age of probably 32, 33, passed. And so that was that had an impact on me. And that probably started the journey of, you know what? Because that was probably one of the moments that got it all started of saying, hey, let's see what church is about. Yeah.
And so we did. We visited a lot of churches, and church people something. I don't know if y'all know, but church people are a trip. And so
there's one place that
church people's tripping.
One place they're pretty good. One place I know.
Yeah, one place now. But I'm saying when I was 25, 26, church people was on my nerves. Like church people something. And so we looked and we finally we've settled on a place. But even the weekend before we were gonna be baptized, I went to the pastor and I was like, I don't think I want to join your church. I don't think I want to come here.
Nope.
I'm good on that. I'm gonna keep looking. And so we had a conversation where he was like, you can't, you don't, people are gonna be people wherever you go. Like whatever your pet peeve is, people at this church, that's this brick and mortar place, they're gonna do these things. They're gonna get on your nerves. But you come here to be fed and to strengthen your relationship with Jesus. And I was like, I can't do that while I'm side-eyeing somebody. Because you got one more time to try me.
And that was before that man wrote the song, Try Jesus.
Yeah.
Me.
But so eventually we settled into church. We was all in, kind of was going for the right reason. Never could go for the people. People will try you. So we settled in, and when we got to our 7th year anniversary, like our relationship, I think was different. Our personal relationship was different. Our religious relationship, our relationship with God was different. Mm-hmm. So we felt like this urge to like do it over. Yeah. Let's do a do-over. When we stand before God and really make him the center. Like we're gonna make him the center of this relationship
and recommit the relationship.
We're gonna recommit this relationship to him. We're gonna recommit ourselves to him. We're gonna recommit our family to Christ. And so it's been smooth sailing ever since. It's been smooth sailing
ever since.
No, it has not been without its challenges. But what you have to do, I think, and I say like I feel like I might be a little bit difficult. Just a little bit difficult. But I will say Wayne is easy. Like people who know Wayne, like Wayne is exactly who y'all think he is. Like he's kind of easy to get along with. And
easy like Sunday morning.
Easy like Sunday morning. And so you just gotta find your person, somebody who is going to cherish and honor you. I think I've said this before. Like he has definitely been that for me, and I don't know that there is anybody else who it could have worked with.
You're my queen.
Obviously,
you're my queen.
obviously. And so here we are. We find ourselves 30 years later.
Still in this thing.
Still in it.
Now to death do us part means something totally different.
It sure do.
Sure do.
It sure do. Till one of us gives up the ghost.
Till we gonna be here.
We're gonna be here. But yeah, so I don't know that we have. I don't have any other relationship advice except there's got to be respect. Like always respect the relationship. There's never been any issue with me. Like, and it really got to the point where I don't know. Y'all really like Wayne. Like, so there wasn't no reason for me to even tell anybody why I was mad at Wayne because I did that a couple times. They just be looking at me like,
really?
No, they don't say nothing. And I just be like, oh, so you don't feel like you ain't got nothing to say?
I appreciate them folks too.
So I ain't tell nobody. Oh, you tell nobody nothing about when I was mad at Wayne. So now I don't even bother to get mad with him.
Hey.
No.
Ain't no need.
So anywho.
Ain't no need.
What relationship advice do you have?
Marry
for somebody who is married. Find you a Kelli.
Find you a Kelli.
Find you a Kelli. Get you a Kelli.
And pray.
God be my help.
God be my help was the best words I got at another wedding we went to. And I thank God for being at that wedding.
That was probably 10, 15 years ago.
I'm not sure, but that was God be my help.
Yeah.
That has got us through.
And I think like really, we were really young. Like I don't think we had no business getting married as young as we were. Like our youngest son is just the age that we were, and I just don't see him being nobody's husband right now.
Oh no.
Like I don't see it.
But yeah. And you have to be ready.
And so there was a lot of growing that we had to do, a lot of maturing that we had to do. And so, but I guess you have to do that together.
Yep.
We always hear people say we grew apart. Like, how is that even possible? Like, if you are telling people what you need in a relationship and they are supportive of you, like, and Wayne has always been that, like, whatever I said I'm gonna do. If I want to be an astronaut, hey, let's go find you a NASA t-shirt and see what we can do about getting you
a ride to the moon.
Let's see what we can do. So whatever, just finding somebody who is going to support you, who's going to push you, who's going to make you a better person. And I know I say all these things, like I said, 30 years in, and it all sounds simple, but I have single friends, and I have seen the dating pool, and it's trashy. Like, it's messy. But I do think that there is someone out there who, and this is not, really the person that I would have been looking for to be my person, but he's my person. There's no question about that.
Yeah. To even say that, I think it's, thinking back, it's difficult in a short amount of time to find your person, because you don't know a person until you've been with them for a long, long time. So it's difficult. It's difficult to, to say, I knew in the beginning this was my person, because you always have that new puppy love. You have that newfound love, and everything is wonderful. And you say, you know what, this is my person. This is perfect. But when the challenges come, that's, when you can work through those things together and put each other first in those challenges and work for the relationship. I just think that's key, is, to make, your efforts and your decisions need to be for the best of the relationship. And sometimes that means your decisions are not maybe the best for you individually, what you want to do, your wants and desires at that moment. But when, you kind of signed up to be in this relationship. So it's, those things. And when that is on both sides, that's when the relationships can work. They don't always work, but that's when they can, when both people are vested and their vested interests is in this relationship and the family. And when those decisions are again, for the betterment of those things, that's definitely a plus. And it's not easy. It's not just, you just can't say it and it always happens. But those are things that I think we have through the years, done pretty good at, as far as when we had to make decisions and when we had discussions and disagreements or whatever those things were that we had to cross those roads when we got there, those bridges we had to cross. I think we put those things first, and sometimes it's not always easy putting yourself, last and putting someone else first. But again, when it's reciprocal down the road, you get that back. And when it's appreciated and not taken advantage of, and not just someone that thought, that expectation is always that. Again, it just goes, that's just part of the process of that. And we're not the same people we were 30 years ago, by no means. So we've changed. Our relationship has changed. Our thoughts have changed. But I believe we have changed and grown together. Like you said, we didn't grow apart. And we really enjoy the things. We enjoy being with each other.
We do. I do. So, I mean, I just need y'all to know, if I'm ever somewhere and Wayne ain't there, I'm thinking about Wayne.
So even the other day, and this, and I get, ragged about this a lot, even from our kids. So when we had the Mother's Day dinner the other day,
shout out to Mylan.
Yep, shout out to Mylan for her wonderful planning event for her Mother's Day dinner. Okay, Albert said he was talking about going somewhere. I don't know if it was Florida or New Orleans. I don't know, but he said he was going. He was going to take the Mustang. And so Nikki was sitting there, and Nikki said, so Uncle Albert said, yeah, I'm going to take him with me. I'm going to take the preacher with me. And first thing out of her mouth was, he ain't going to do nothing but be on the phone with Kelli all the time. So they know. But I'm fine with that. I'm fine with somebody saying, why you always with her? You always got to be talking to her. Why you always, because that's what I do.
Sister Carol on here said, we know.
And
that first time they took me to the beach, I said 7 days. I know I ain't signed up to be down here no 7 days.
And you in the room on the phone with me most of the time.
Most of the time.
And but again, and we said this early on in one of the earlier podcasts, be comfortable in who you are. And do you and be unashamedly you and unapologetically you. And if that's what you want to do and that's where you live your life and it works for you, by all means, you do it.
Yeah, don't allow society to tell you kind of what your relationship is. If it works out for your family that the man stays at home and takes care of the kids, let the man stay home and take care of the kids.
Yep.
If it's, it works out that the lady is the one who can go out here and be the breadwinner
and bring home the bacon,
let her be the breadwinner, and just you got to have a man that needs to know that is no reflection on him. Like, it's a partnership.
Yep. And people that are, that are in your corner, and I want to say your friends, I mean, they're gonna support your relationship. They're not gonna try to tear it down. They're not gonna try to tear it apart.
Unless you already told them something about, because this is me. If you tell me something about somebody you dating and it's negative, like, that's all I'm gonna know about them. Don't try to make up with them and then think I'm gonna be friends, because I'm probably not gonna be friends with them. Because I'm gonna be thinking about that thing you told me. Mm-hmm. So if it's not for the general good of the relationship, be careful who you share those things. Like, find you someone that you can vent to for sure. But you can't tell everybody when you had this one argument about, and especially if you're gonna keep getting back together with them, like, tag me out of that one.
Yeah.
And so relationships, we always hear that they're 50-50. They really not. Relationships are not 50-50. Relationships are 100-100. Everybody got to bring their full self and their full efforts to the relationship.
Teddy says 60-40.
Teddy, and Sister Carol, yes, mind your business. You telling me to mind my business when somebody talking, like, I don't know. If you tell me something about somebody, I'm probably not friends with them no more. Like, that's just what it is.
So
I'm gonna be my Aunt Shang in that situation.
so she gonna be our guest.
I don't know.
But
I don't know if anybody got anybody like Aunt Shang in their corner, but I can call Aunt Shang and she ain't got to know nothing about the situation, nothing. But when I say, listen, I'm mad at this person, all of a sudden we mad. Me and Aunt Shang is mad, and she don't even know their name.
she don't even know why.
She don't know their name. But whatever I said happened, that's what happened. That's the only side she need to know.
And she gonna boost you up.
She gonna, yep. That's and if the next time she see them, she probably gonna roll her eyes.
Oh yeah, she gonna have a problem.
And I'm gonna be wondering why. Like, oh, we still mad about that?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yep.
That's probably where I get that from.
So we started off Friday at the General Assembly.
Yep.
And then so then we met with a contractor Friday afternoon. So even Friday, we took Friday off, but we were running all day. Then Saturday, we took
We went to dinner Friday night.
We did go to dinner Friday night. Yeah. Went to Sullivan's. Had a good dinner there. It was nice.
One of these fancy steak houses, but y'all know we don't really do fancy. Like I could have went to the Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah.
For their yeast rolls.
Yeah.
It would have still been the same. But hey, if Sullivan's is your thing and you want to spend a week's grocery there.
Yeah. Because you know the difference between a $20 baked potato and a $5 baked potato is?
$15?
$15. That's the only difference.
I don't know. The baked potato was good though.
But yeah,
it was good. But then I had one at Texas Roadhouse. It was just as good.
Yeah.
But
so then Saturday we took Mile into her golf lesson. Then we went to the wonderful Mother's Day dinner. And then what we do Sunday?
We went to church. We came home.
Oh yeah.
Did you cook? What did we have?
I don't know. I don't even remember.
And I got to sit outside on the deck with my music, my iPad. That was a wonderful Mother's Day gift.
Oh, that was Monday.
No, that was Sunday.
I don't even know. They just run together.
What is Sunday? Yeah, because Jordan came.
Yeah.
Jordan was here.
Oh, and then Monday we went shopping.
Monday we went to do some retail therapy.
Yes. Oh yeah, and then we had an MLK committee meeting that night. we spent our whole anniversary weekend, took 2 days off, and spent more time in meetings and doing other things than we did. But that was cool. That's fine. That's what we wanted to do. We were good with it.
Yep. Yes, Alicia, Aunt Shane is 10 toes down, and she can go from 0 to hot in like 1.2 seconds. Like I'll be like, wait, I won't even that mad. Like, calm down. Like, bring that down, son.
She be boosting you.
I won't that mad.
She be wanting to go look for him. You had to calm her down.
Yeah. But yeah, if you want somebody to be mad, what you get, Aunt Shane. So we have about 5 minutes left.
We got 10 minutes left.
Do we have? We don't. What you looking at?
I'm looking up here. Oh, I'm looking at an hour. I forgot we got started a little late.
We got started late.
Yep.
So I don't know. Are there any questions for us I don't see any questions in the chat. Anybody have anything you want to say about your legislators? Anybody got anything you want to say about relationships? Trinette said, yes, the dating pool sucks. It's got debris in it, Trinette, is what I hear. So I just, I'm going to pray for y'all that you find, if you want you might not want a person, like y'all might be at the place in your life now. You be like, you know what? I'm good right here at this house right now by myself with no drama, no BS. Bills is paid.
No drama's good.
Playing Candy Crush, watching American Idol.
Yes.
I'm just saying. But anywho, I don't see any other questions.
Oh, we got okay, I see the number. So there's so everyone that is on here this evening, please go find the At the Helm Facebook page and like that page, follow that page, whatever you need to do with that.
See, I think there were 2 of them. I thought I got rid of one, but you need to make sure that
which one is it? It's the one that does not.
I think it says NC, At the Helm NC, maybe.
What's the logo?
I don't know, but we've been telling y'all for 7.
And there's a YouTube page.
7 episodes to go like, So I don't know I don't know how long we're gonna we'll stay. Because you know how when you learn something about something, it kind of like skews your the way you think about it. Facebook is kind of like that. Like we knew Mark Zuckerberg is, probably not a great human being, but to find out the things that they do with these algorithms and how they target especially Black people with misinformation, because of the things that you click on. Facebook is like that. They own Instagram, so they're kind of like that. But right now, this is the platform that we use. It's easy.
I figured I didn't even know. I figured they were gonna kick us off after a while.
Yeah. So I don't know, but we need, if you all are liking, so it's At the Helm NC with Kelli and Wayne.
And it's got the At the Helm logo.
It's got our At the Helm logo on there. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna copy and paste it. Is this the one?
Yep. The one. I see.
So it's got 29 likes. Now y'all quit playing. Quit playing.
Because if they ever kick us off your Facebook page, we might be in trouble.
Y'all go like that page.
Oh, somebody asked. Somebody said, "Why are my headphones upside down?" So my headphones upside down because they wouldn't fit under my hat, and I wanted to wear my hat this evening. So
finish answering Cordell. Go ahead.
Being, innovative, I flip my headphones upside down, and they don't swivel. So I was just going to put them behind me, but they don't swivel. So I had to put them up under me so they would fit my ears. Okay.
He chose the hat, Cordell. That's the short answer.
Yeah.
He chose the hat.
Yep.
Alicia, I feel you. But if we don't get out here and vote,
yes,
Mark Robinson could very well be our next governor in North Carolina. That's a real thing.
Yep.
That's a real thing, because anytime you find Black people who don't like Black people and they run for office, they can always win, because they always are the mouthpiece to say the things that them other people can't say.
Yep. He
can come out here and say anything crazy. And believe me, it's crazy. I was in a meeting with somebody the other day. They tried to say we're gonna meet with them. We're gonna talk. Like, nah, I'm not meeting with them.
Nope.
I'm not coming. There is no middle ground
with Mark Robinson.
There's no middle ground with him. So, but if we don't, I can't just sit back and say I don't like him. That's why I'll be hitting these streets saying, y'all better get out here. You better make sure your voter registration is up, because when it comes down to it, and I think Josh Stein is right now the only person on the other side who said he was going to run. Listen when I tell you, Mark Robinson can win.
Yes.
He can be the next governor of North Carolina. And if we don't get out here and do what it is that we need to do,
yep,
he can win.
And if you want to get just a small snippet of how his mind works, just Google his not his acceptance speech, but the speech he did when he
said he was going to run,
when he announced his bid for governor. Just Google that and look at the clip, and that's about all you really need. That will make somebody who never thought about voting go register and go register some more folks.
That's what we got to do.
Yes.
That's what we got to do. We do not need a Mark Robinson for governor. And there are some Black churches who push this because of one or maybe two issues when they can just mind their business.
Yep.
Right? Because
they around here singing so much about what Jesus said so little, and ain't singing nothing about what Jesus said so much about.
So don't assume just because people are Black and they go to church that y'all have the same ideologies, because I promise you there are some Black mega churches in our area who don't believe what I believe. I'm just say that. I don't know what y'all believe. But Mark Robinson can be the next governor.
Yep.
He can win.
Very easily.
He can win. So what y'all need to do, everybody on here need to register 10 people. For those of y'all who don't want Mark Robinson to be governor, register 10 people. Make sure they vote. For those of y'all who do want Mark Robinson to be governor, don't do nothing. Don't register nobody. Don't tell nobody to vote. Y'all don't do nothing.
Yeah, please. Don't do nothing. Nothing. What's happening on your TikTok?
Oh, I don't know. Kind of not.
You right, Lisa. He ain't for us.
No, but that's what they like. So that's also happening in Kentucky. The person who did not want to bring charges against the officers who killed Breonna Taylor, he just, I think, won a primary. He can probably be the next governor of Kentucky.
Yep.
He's another Black person. All our skin folk and kinfolk. He is a Mitch McConnell protege.
Who's going to vote to keep Kentucky the poorest state with their legislation?
And
Who's not going to support anything but get reelected over and over and over and over.
Yep. All right. So we will be back in 2 weeks. What?
No.
Oh. Right now I don't know that we have
we have 2 guests lined up for 2 weeks. Not sure which one it will be. Maybe the one and so we're doubling our pay for all of our guests that come on. So know that, make that put that down for anyone who comes. We're doubling. You're gonna get double what the last person got. But we have 2 people that we're spoken with, and hopefully one of those will be able to join us in 2 weeks. What?
You squeaking? Like, be still.
Oh, I'm squeaking. I know. That's my ADD. I can't sit still, and I'm like physically. And
all right, we'll sign off because it's time.
All right. Thanks to everyone for joining us again. Thank y'all for being part of us. We look forward to the next go round, and we're going to take this show on the road soon. So maybe we'll have some people that can join us there. More information to come about that. Again, happy anniversary to you.
Happy anniversary to you.
Oh, so we don't celebrate our anniversary like we do your birthday. I just wonder why. Because I could benefit a lot from that.
I mean, I can put it on the calendar for next year. We're gonna celebrate all of April and all of May.
No, we're gonna cut April down some.
Oh no, we're not doing that. We're not cut April down some.
We're gonna cut April down some. You've been doing too much. I can say that at 30 years.
Okay, well, I mean, after 30 years, like in May, we're gonna be doing things like, planning for the Essence Festival, planning a couple cruises, taking that trip to Hawaii.
Maybe
like these are all things that I have
we'll
earned.
Keep your birthday. But you keep doing your birthday.
These are things I've earned.
You keep doing your birthday.
Oh no, like
you keep doing your birthday. Never mind. I was wrong.
Oh, okay.
I apologize.
You don't ever say that either.
So
you don't ever say that. I'm glad to hear it.
I put my own selfish ways before your birthday.
I'm glad to hear it.
I'm so wrong of me.
It was.
I hope you can forgive me.
Oh, I can.
You can.
I can.
Because I know how you like to, hold stuff sometimes. Yeah.
You mean grudges?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I hold them.
Forever. Mm-hmm. All right. So again, no final comments.
No, go like our page. Go like at the Helm.
Yep.
Let us know in the chat if there's anything you would like to hear us just ramble about, talk about. We can probably talk about mostly anything. Shout out to my TikTok people. Thank you for following. And if y'all are on TikTok, follow me there too. We're just gonna trick the algorithms.
Trick them.
All right.
Until next time.